Hey everyone, welcome back to another video review. Today we're gonna have a look at the CM Storm Spawn mouse. So this is a new mouse from CM Storm for right-handed people. It has a claw-style ergonomic design, so you'll be using it like this mostly while gaming. And I've used this mouse for about a week now, and what I've noticed is that you'll automatically use it like this, but when you're just browsing or doing other stuff on your computer, your hand will just be laying on it very relaxed. Also, this mouse isn't very big because of the claw-style design, but I don't dislike that because it's very comfortable. You also have a lot of grip on this mouse, by the way, because they added rubber on either side of the mouse. And also, the mouse weighs in at 100 grams. Okay, so the Spawn has a left and right mouse button, obviously, and these are made to withstand 5 million clicks. Then you have the scroll wheel, which also has a button function. You have two buttons here, and these are for the on-the-fly sensitivity. And then you have two more buttons on the side here, and these are, for example, when you're browsing. And all of these buttons are programmable, and how to do that I will show you a bit later in the review. On the bottom you can find two big Teflon feet and the 3500 dpi optical sensor. This sensor also has a few nice functions like angle snapping and such, so that everything is much more stable when you're in-game, for example, and that will then make it easier for you to do things like flick shots in first-person shooters. This mouse also has an onboard 32KB microprocessor, which CM Storm calls the Sentinel X. What this does is safeguard the settings of your mouse, so when you change the function of a button with the software that you can download on the CM Storm website, it'll then save that setting on the microprocessor, and you'll then be able to plug your mouse into another system without losing any settings you've changed. Oh, and by the way, these are the other specifications that this mouse features, and I can also not forget to tell you that the length of the cable is 2 meters and that the USB connector is gold-plated. Okay, so as you can see, this is the software, which they don't include on a CD, but you can actually download it on the CM Storm website, and I'll put an annotation here to where you can download that exactly. Anyway, this is the main control tab, and here you can assign your buttons. So let's say, for example, if you want these buttons on the side to do the on-the-fly sensitivity and not the ones in the middle, you can choose that from a list here. So let's say that number 6, that is the one on the top here, has to do DPI up, and the one underneath that DPI down. Then I would have to press apply, and now they actually, now they change the DPI, so that's low, high, higher. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Okay, now I'm going to change that back real quick because that's not what I want them to do. Okay, so you can also change the double click speed, scroll speed. You can turn on or off the pointer acceleration. You can also change the speed of that, and you can change the angle snapping. Well, you can actually turn that on or off, and then here you can test your double click speed. There's also a tab called macro. I haven't really figured out how this works, to be honest, and I don't think it works as it should, because start recording doesn't work, or I'm just missing something here. But anyway, if someone knows, just comment and explain this to me. Anyway, let's go to the next tab, and that is custom, and here you can change the on-the-fly sensitivity settings. But there's one issue actually, because you can only choose between 800, 1800 and 3500 dpi on each of these tabs. So to be honest, it doesn't really matter that much here, because you can't choose, for example, 1200 dpi. Moving on, we have pointer speed, so you can change that as well, and also the polling rate, and you can choose between 125 Hz, 250, 500 and 1000 Hz. And the next tab is for support or updates. Now there are a few things that I can still say about this mouse. The overall design is really nice. They've certainly looked into detail like everywhere on the mouse. And something that is of course very obvious is the red paint finish, which is kind of matte and glossy, and that looks really nice. All the features that they give with this mouse are all very useful, especially the on-the-fly sensitivity for if you're someone like me, for example, and you like to use a sniper rifle or another accurate weapon in first-person shooters. Also, this mouse is very comfortable. though it isn't really for everyone. I like this mouse, but I think if my hands were a bit smaller, I'd enjoy it even more. Note that my hands are pretty big though. Then the software, which you can download, is also really nice, but not really very important, only perhaps to change the polling rate or turn on or off the angle snapping. I wasn't really sure whether to go for an outstanding or awesome award, since this mouse isn't really for everyone, and if you're gonna buy it, you're probably someone who almost only plays first-person shooters. But yeah, if you play strategy games, for example, you're probably also gonna like this because actually the mouse is very relaxed, and the overall enjoyment is actually also very high. But anyway, I chose to give this mouse an outstanding award. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment area or email me at the given email address. Don't forget to also rate and subscribe, and thanks to CM Storm to sponsor us with this product. And I hope to see you all in the next video on CC Reviews.